I'm scamming a scammer today, but I won't know if my plan works until the end of this video, because as I'm recording it, my plan hasn't really come together yet. So we'll find out what happens, but win or lose, the point of this video is to tackle one of my biggest pet peeves, which is scammers
Danis,
calling out other
just
scammers
in general,
to make themselves look good. I guess the logic is, oh, I can't scam you, I call out scams. And what kills me is that it actually works. People fall for this all the time, and it drives me crazy. So today, I want to flip.
I highly doubt. Do they actually? I highly doubt it. I haven't really seen anything like that. For example, like the one he pulled up there with Dokwon. He immediately got grilled. Like almost instantly. But maybe on like a case-by-case basis, maybe they do, and I just haven't noticed. Yeah, they definitely do, bro. Just look at Logan Paul. What do you mean, bro? Look at Logan Paul. He got absolutely fucking steamed for like a week, and then he did something cool in the WWE, and everyone unanimously forgave him and forgot all about the scam. But they weren't like, oh, Logan, he would never scam because he calls out scammers. It was, he would never scam because I don't care to look into it, or, yep, he fucking scammed because I looked into it. That guy was getting absolutely fucking grilled. There's a recent Ghoul, Crosby, Sakito, Jammin, Stupidity in the Prime, Tint, and Tier 1 Zig, and the recent Garlic. War on Rugs. That's one I've talked about a lot, but I don't know if that's necessary. Yeah, I guess that's a good example. War on Rugs was a Twitter account dedicated to pulling out rug pulls in the crypto community, and they also launched their own crypto coin, their own little shit coin, and then they eventually rugged it and then left a little departing villain message saying you guys should really stop blindly believing everything in the crypto space and like investing in shit like this. So I guess that is a good example where people just trusted them because they call out scams and then fell for their own scam. That's genius. Yeah, I mean, it worked super well. They made like 3 mil, I think. Something like that. Thanks to Resub, Luck, and Bobby.
Script on one of these people and attempt to have a scammer call themselves out. It's like Inception, but for con men. We could call it Conception. Dillon Danis is an MMA fighter famous for 2 things: cage fighting and not fighting KSI.
True.
But on December 23rd, he decided to be famous.
Also, apparently, I didn't know this until recently. He's not even famous for actually fighting. He's famous for just being a guy that, like, kind of rides Conor McGregor's dick. What's his actual fighting record? Let me see. Because I said the same thing. I'm like, yeah, he actually fights. But his actual MMA record is 2-0. He has fought 2 times. Once in 2018 and once in 2019. Look at this shit. So he's not really a fighter. he's fought twice. Like, his whole claim to fame is, yeah, I'm a fucking stupid asshole. And that's it. And he won't even fight a YouTuber. %100% win rate, that is true. He is undefeated. But then again, so am I in MMA, to be fair. I am also undefeated. It's kind of meaningless when you don't have a whole lot of fights under your belt. Thanks to the Prime, Darth.
As for a third thing, calling out the scammers. He writes in a tweet, "Damn, Logan Paul is a scumbag. Feel bad for everyone he scammed." Now,
Thanks,
of course,
Dillon.
No one's going to really disagree with this, so the likes rolled in. But what Dillon doesn't
What a
tell you
saint.
is he also
What
has
a
a
saint.
history of scamming people on Twitter. And what Dillon didn't know is that there was a detective watching him. That detective was not me, actually. I wish it was me. It was my buddy Zach XBT on Twitter who
Whoa!
said, "Damn, Dillon Danis is a scumbag. Feel
Hey, this is all coming full circle. You might remember Zach from the BitBoy crypto thing. He was the guy that like tracked all of his moonshots and like called out a whole bunch of shit there. This guy is actually super like a super valuable resource for pretty much anything in that space. He just commits so much like time into investigating the shit, and then just posting all of it just freely on there, just for the sake of dunking. That's crazy that he makes a cameo in here as well on Dillon Danis.
Feel bad for everyone he scammed. And then Zach showed some tweets of Dillon promoting obvious scams, which then rug pulled. Now, I was going to kind of leave it there, a little nice Twitter dunk, but it got me thinking. You know, deleted scam tweets are the internet equivalent of roaches in your house. In both cases, if you see more than one of them, there's a lot more you don't see. So I reached back out to Zach and I said, hey, good tweet, but I want to find out how many scams exactly this guy has promoted. So Zach started digging through the garbage bin of deleted tweets, and we found out pretty quick there were a lot more.
What the fuck is it? Baby Dinger? What the fuck? Baby Dinger token is the next Shiba Inu. Oh man, if anyone has any baby dingers, you should immediately just lose the right to earn money in your life. You don't deserve it anymore. Oh my. Holy shit. Thanks to give sub Saints and the resub Grass Zombie and the Prime Dark. Christ. Thanks to the bits of Danis and Sylvie. And the Prime High Tide. Ring Dinger. Hey, let's not besmirch the good name of the Ring Dinger. That's as far from Web3 crypto as you get. That is literally an old man who snaps your head off.
But I realized it was going to take Zach some time to get the results we needed. So we're going to go back to him at the end of this video. But right now, I had a bigger problem, which is that to show this full scheme, I needed not only the number of scam tweets, I also needed to know how much he got paid for all this stuff, for these scams he promoted. So even after looking through the blockchain, I couldn't find anything. So I needed a social engineering approach to figure out how much he got paid. I wanted to trick Dillon into giving me the amount. The rough idea was to approach Dillon and say, hey, I created this dumb NFT project that's completely fake. How much would it cost for you to promote it? He gives me an answer and I have my price. But of course, I realized he actually knows who I am because he's tweeting about my Crypto Zeus series. So I can't contact him directly about this. I needed kind of someone who could reach out on my behalf, who looked like he would be serious about selling you an NFT collection. And that's when I thought of my buddy Oompaville.
Yes.
He's a guy who's actually really sweet in real life.
I did know Oompaville played a big role in this here. So that is exciting. Very smart. COFFEEZILLA recognized that Dillon would certainly say no, knowing for sure that it's a honeypot if it was COFFEEZILLA that reached out. So he used Oompaville, whom, I mean, that looks like a well-adjusted man to me. Like, that's a trustworthy face right there. So he used him as the proxy. That's genius.
But his particular profile on Twitter says NFT salesman 100%. So I contacted him to contact Dillon on my behalf. And I told him to say, hi, Dillon, I'm launching a crypto NFT platform called sour.gg and was wondering what your rate is for an Instagram story post or Twitter post for promotion. We can provide all the marketing copy. Please let me know as we're trying to launch relatively soon. Now, I guess as we wait for him to respond, let me explain that sour.gg, that website is not a real crypto NFT platform. Nothing in this video is a crypto or real NFT, so you cannot buy crypto with this. I want to be super clear as we talk about this. Not only that, the actual website we sent him to is just a landing page for one of Oompa's candy businesses, but it kind of looks a little NFT-like. There's this little purple monkey thing in the corner.
His candy slaps too, by the way.
I thought it would fool Dillon, and I was actually right. Because Dillon immediately responds with, want to do a tweet. And then I love this next part. What is it? I like the order of that, let's promote it. And then underneath it, what am I promoting? And it's at this point I realized
it's secondary.
This is not only my chance to find out how much Dillon gets paid for all these scam promotions, it's also my chance to test Dillon Danis. He says Logan Paul is so bad. He feels so bad for the victims, but let's see if he's so different. So I decided that this fake NFT project I would be pitching him was going to be just like CryptoZoo. In fact, to do this, I basically copied almost word for word CryptoZoo's white paper,
Oh,
saying the
yeah,
following.
baby.
Sour.gg may appear to solely function as an NFT collection, but it's much, much more. Sour allows users to earn sweet tokens that are openly traded via a yield that is based on the rarity of a given candy NFT.
I'm going to tell you right now, Coffee, I love the attention to detail here. I think that is super smart. I'm not convinced Dillon Danis can read. I think he might be illiterate. So he just saw words on the page and he's like, man, this is legit. All these words, they have meaning, I have no doubt. I'm in. I am confident he had no fucking clue what anything in that white paper said. But I appreciate you went the extra mile and set it up that way for it.
Just in case you didn't think it was obvious enough, I decided to leave Dillon one last hint. I signed off with a nonsense statement saying, quote, "Come obtain fun friends, enter exciting zones, indescribably lush. Look out, adventurer." Now this is a sentence which means nothing unless you lay it out by the first letter of every word. And then it spells COFFEEZILLA.
Oh!
So don't say I didn't warn him. And obviously,
that's
even
way
if
too
I
smart
hadn't
for
warned him,
Dillon.
Dillon Danis surely wouldn't promote a CryptoZoo project, right? Because he's, he feels too bad for the victims. He wouldn't promote something nearly
As he
identical.
said, Andrea and Zeke.
He said, "Sounds dope." And then ETH? Question mark? And at this point, I'm just a little surprised by how easy this all is. Zero due diligence is
I'm not
being
surprised
done
at all.
here. We have created the weakest facade possible for an NFT scam, and he's just immediately on board. Of course, for a price. I mean, that is the one thing he actually did care about, which might not surprise you. And it's the one thing he actually pushed back on, because I told him I wanted to pay him $1,000, and he said, that's pretty low for me. So we negotiated and landed on a payment rate of $5,000 for a 24-hour post about our NFT project, which does not exist. After we settled on that, he sent me payment information.
I am shocked he can even get 5K for a tweet. His Twitter isn't exactly what you'd call booming. The only time he gets engagement is when people are laughing at him. Like here, let me go to his Twitter real quick. Let's see, what's his most recent tweet? Because he deleted this one, I remember that. His most recent one is, if Alexander Volkanovsky beats... okay, it's a fight. I'll give one person who likes this tweet $1,500 and must be following to win. So he's actually having to do fucking... He has to farm. He has to do giveaway farming. But before that, it's literally nothing. And he got 8K likes on the farm. So even by those standards, that's pretty low. So I'm shocked that he's actually asking 5K. Though I doubt many people are actually giving it to him. Thanks to the gift sub Shelby and the resub Jack and the Prime Merc and the resub Nasu.
Which really established a lot for us. We got answers to most of our questions. First, how much he gets paid per post. And we also got an Ethereum address from Dillon, which I hoped was going to link to all his other payments, but I didn't give him enough credit here. Dillon gave us a brand new crypto wallet just for this transaction.
Whoa!
Which seems to imply that he probably makes new wallets for every new deal he does, which is
definitely not
true.
his own idea.
And at this point, I realized I had a choice to make.
Someone told him to do that.
Take what I learned, present it to you guys, and stop this little charade I had with Dillon and make my video. And Dillon would just keep doing this because his fans wouldn't know.
Wait,
Or
what was that
I
last one? Was that Face Riders? What the fuck? Did I read that correctly? Right before Baby Dinger.
And Dillon would just keep doing this.
Oh, I'm writing with Faceless. Gotcha. I thought that said Face Riders. I was like, damn, another fucking wild one.
Because his fans wouldn't know. Or I could try to teach him and his fans a lesson in a bit of a different way, which is actually pay Dillon to post a link to our fake NFT project. But the twist would be, as soon as he posts that link, it will become a website dedicated to every scam tweet Dillon Danis has ever done. And remember that this website would be linked by Dillon Danis himself to all of his fans, directly showing them proof that he's scammed them multiple times. And we'll figure out how many times again in just a second, but I first want to say, I thought about this a while because this plan has its own risks. I mean, the number one risk is that Dillon just doesn't post and steals my money. And then the number two risk is, well, what if he finds out we duped him and then immediately deletes everything? We don't get our money's worth. So to remedy that, because I really wanted to do this plan,
Thanks,
was to
voracious.
structure the payment
Saya,
so that
Jay,
I
gifts
paid
of
him
Shelby.
$1,000 up front, but didn't pay him the rest until he kept the tweet for certain periods of time. And to my surprise, he agreed to the terms. And
That's smart. That's super smart. Yeah, so space it out so that way you can get the most juice for the squeeze here off the tweet staying live. I can also promise you, Dillon Danis has no idea what any of these words he's using here mean. He's used too much punctuation. There's 2 periods in there. That's far more than his reading level permits. He's got percentage sign in there, some underlines, parentheses. Dillon Danis tapped out once he saw payment structure. He's like, all right, payment. I know that one. Okay, whatever else.
And so this is where I'm going to leave things with him. At this point, I have a lot of things to do before Friday, which is the day I told him this whole fake thing is launching. So I'm going to go do that and go get prepared for Friday. I will see you guys then. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you slept well. I didn't sleep much at all. We're working really hard to get this whole thing figured out. So I'm just in the apartment right here, and we're going to just get ready together here because I got a lot to tell you guys. We don't have time at the studio to get it all done, so I got to prepare you here.
Prime John.
Let me just set the stage for you, though, for what's happened since I last recorded. Number one, we created SoursNFT.com, which is our actual fake landing page for the NFT project. It's got all these cute Candyland fake NFTs that don't exist. Now, the idea is this is what he's initially going to promote. And then I also created our little switcheroo website, which is just a website with all his previous transgressions. Now, I did talk to some
I want to read that one. What was that? I'm bullish on what? These all have the worst names. I'm bullish on Rock Smart Chain. Rocket Raccoon. Hype.
Now, I did talk to some people who were a bit concerned that maybe I hadn't fully been transparent with Dillon. That maybe I should be more transparent with Dillon about what's going on so he doesn't say I trapped him in this whole thing. So what I decided to do, just to make sure we cover our bases here, is I drew up a contract for Dillon to sign before this whole thing goes live.
He didn't read it.
And in it, I lay the whole thing out. And this is what I meant by headwinds. This is where he probably will catch us. Because in black and white, I lay out our whole scheme right in front of him. So it literally says, like, you're going to be the butt of the joke. It says people aren't doing due diligence. It says that we're going to be switching the website to show his prior promotions. So we lay out the whole thing there.
Oh,
and
no.
What we're really banking on is he's not going to read any of this. He's just going to see money and just sign it, which is the whole
100%.
point of this entire
He
thing.
can't
So
read
I
it.
think it fits. Hopefully we don't end up sabotaging our own project by double checking, covering our bases here. But either way, that's what's going on. Also, ZachXBT finished finding all the scams of this guy. So we're going to go back to the studio and check those out. All right,
that's so
I'm back,
good.
and we have the results from ZachXBT. He found over 20 projects
Mm.
that Dillon promoted and then tried deleting, where many of them were rug pulls and scams. It was at this point he just gave up looking for more because there were so many. So we added those to the website.
Huge.
But I'm sure many of you are also curious about what's going on with Dillon Danis. So we're going to go check back in with our liaison, Oompa, because at this point, the whole thing is set up, and it's all just resting on whether he does any due diligence or not. Let's see what happens.
Carla, Bubs,
Tell us
Mello,
where we're
Maul,
at
and the
with
Prime Mojo,
Dillon.
and
So
Scalps.
he seems to have taken the bait. There's one final step. Obviously, we have to get him to make the tweet. You just sent $10 to him, right? Just to
Yeah, I wanted to bait him so that we can send the contract, and he's going to be like waiting for the money. What now? I mean, is he responding?
He said sounds good, and then shortly after he said got it, to saying that he got the $10 we sent as a test for his transaction.
Now comes the actual
Thanks
moment
for
of
5
truth.
subs,
We're about to
huge
send the
IQ.
contract.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Sending it. All right, and then I'm sending the drive link.
I mean, we've sent the contract now. We're just waiting. We're literally waiting.
He's going to instantly respond with the sign.
Let-
It's going to be less than 2 minutes.
Oh, I agree, bro. I agree.
It was 3 minutes. I was so fucking close. I was so close.
Idiot.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He agreed.
I was so
and
close.
You might notice that we weren't actually able to use DocuSign and get his signature because it was experiencing outages at the moment, the actual website. But we were able to just have him do a written agreement in DMs that he agreed to our terms. And although
That is real, by the way. If you get in writing something like that, that is actually an enforceable thing. It's not as strong as like a full signature, but that is like actually enforceable. So, what a fucking moron. Holy shit. Thanks to the resub, Wiz, Bo, and Mixed in the Prime Super.
it was very shocking that he actually did it.
By a court of law, though, yes, you can actually use that. If this somehow did make it to court, that is an actual actionable agreement. You did, in writing, say you agree to the terms that were presented. Even though it wasn't a DocuSign, which would have been stronger, obviously, it is still an actionable thing. Yeah, 100%.
Honest. It was here that the pressure really ramped up because at this point, I paid Dillon $1,000 and now we're just waiting for him to post. And I'm really worried that what if he reads the document in that time and realizes what's going on? But that's when Dillon gave us a lucky break, but also gave us a few curveballs. Okay, big news, boys. A little update. Ahead of schedule.
They're so
by the way,
excited.
my heart, I cannot take this. I was already telling Oop, I was like, we have to just go forward with this because I'm not ready. I cannot take all the suspense. And Dillon texted us, hey, should I just go ahead and tweet? So we're just going to say yes. Go ahead and tweet.
Just refreshing now, I guess. See what he says.
Run
There's
it.
been so much work that goes into this. You guys didn't see this off camera. Dillon starts talking about, where's your community? So we have to whip up this community from nowhere.
Oh,
Our
fuck.
community doesn't exist. We had to create a Twitter profile. We had to buy a bunch of botted followers.
An hour ago, it didn't exist.
I don't think I've ever been so excited about something in my life.
Nice.
Dude.
What was the total spend on this, I imagine?
He tweeted it!
Huge.
I can't believe he did it.
He actually did it. He just tweeted it.
What an idiot. I can't believe it. What can I say?
So I knew this tidbit of information real quick before he points it out. The actual tweet just has the word scam in it. Sour NFT candies are moonbound. Scam.
Believe
It's so adorable.
What can I say? He
They couldn't have
promoted
made it
a
any more
tweet
clear.
which literally spells out in first letters the word scam.
Yep.
I hope this has been highly educational for you guys, that most of these influencers do zero work vetting these projects, contracts, and NFTs. If you enjoyed our work, please consider becoming a patron. High effort.
How long did he leave it up there?
investigative
It was a
journalism like
few
this
hours,
takes
I think.
A long time and a lot of setup, but I think you'll agree it's worth it. I also want to give a big thanks to both Oompaville and Zach XBT who helped me pull this off. Please go follow them because they're helping us get to the point where influencers will wonder when they take these deals in the future, am I agreeing to be the butt of a joke? And of course, the answer to that question when you're shilling NFTs is always yes. So
Anything
anyways, thanks for
in the
watching,
crypto
and I'll see you in the
space.
next one.
Absolutely. Even if you're buying the NFTs, you're the butt of a joke. Those people are just as CTE riddled as Dillon Danis to think that what COFFEEZILLA did is anything even remotely associated with entrapment. It's not even close. COFFEEZILLA did everything possible to let Dillon know what was going on. He even put in the fucking contract he agreed to that it is literally him just being a joke. It's not real. He laid out everything and he still agreed to it. That couldn't be further from entrapment. Thanks to Prime. Luigi Pugs in Idoms. Is the website still up? No, I think they took all of that down after he posted the tweet. The guy got 1K. He did get 1K. He did get $1,000 out of it, so that's a Dillon W, baby. Fucking big one from Dillon. Thanks to give sub bamboozling. But also lost rep. He had none to begin with. I legitimately don't think Dillon Danis has a single fan. Like, actually not a single one. People just laugh at him. In fact, if you go to his goddamn giveaway tweet right now, people aren't even participating in the actual giveaway. They're just spamming the clown emoji. Jesus Christ. He can't even, like, actively farm children on Twitter. He doesn't have fans. Did you see Lily Pichu and Toast react to what's inside your fridge? Oh, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I remember they wanted a video of my fridge. My fridge is entirely composed of leftovers. It's always composed of leftovers. So it's just Tupperware full of leftovers. I didn't know that already went up. I was wondering what Chatter was talking about yesterday. Do you throw the leftovers away? What? No, it's to... So make a lot of food, eat your dinner, and then that food that you've made, you put in the fridge. Eat it tomorrow. Cycle continues. So like I have like 2 Tupperware things of some like spaghetti from a few nights back. But it all stays just within like a 5-day period. So it never like gets rotten or spoiled or anything. He's a tier 1 jumbo and the tier 1 schooled. Thanks to resub tomato.